Alright, people, welcome to this episode of Roll Back. My name is Nitin, and this is a place where I express my thoughts on unlearning the shit civilization taught us and become a more badass version of ourselves. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hello, people, welcome to another episode of Roll Back. This is the fourth episode in the series we are doing called From X to 10x. And as decided the last time, the topic we're going to be talking about today is health. And by we, I mean I'm joined with my co host Vineet Aggarwal, who is a life skills coach and just finished writing his book called Where Angels Conspire. That's a very good read for anyone looking for some inspiration around weight loss, and you'll be surprised what happens in the other half of the book. So, we're going to talk about health. I'm going to give the stage now to Vineet. Hi, Vineet.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, Nitin. And looking forward. We missed the last week due to unforeseeable circumstances. Like that's a standard excuse, isn't it, Nitin? But yeah, I'm happy to continue with this series for X to 10x. And the topic, as Nitin said, it's about health today. I will keep it simple. I'll keep it just for the physical part of the health and not go with the emotional and the mental part because that's all psychology and that's all a gray area. Physical health is not a gray area, it's pretty black and white. Uh, See, guys, what we have with us to execute, to achieve, to do anything is our body. And for our body to be in the prime of its state, obviously the physicality, the physical health is extremely important. So, the only place you get your physical health is through food and your work routines. In today's context, 365 days in a year are going to throw you at least 365 variations in terms of your daily routine. There is travel, we've had COVID, there are restrictions, how much you can, eat the way you want to eat. Plus, there is socializing, and socializing has evolved over the years. So it is not the way it used to be 20, 30, or 40 years ago. Today, socializing has taken an entirely different color. So, with that, if you have a plan in mind, so say you're looking for losing some weight, because weight loss is just not about the vanity part of it. Carrying excess weight all the time on your body uh, exerts a lot of pressure on your joints, on your blood vessels, and then the vanity part. It's a psychological thing where a lot of people suffer from body image issues. So that becomes a very toxic psychological soup to be in. I've been there, and I've written that in the book which I wrote, which Nitin was just mentioning, where Angels Conspire. Though the book is not about weight loss, but the story of the book started from weight loss. So if anyone is interested in reading that book, it's available on Amazon. It's a good read, has got good reviews. Go for it. As far as the physical part of our health is concerned, let's keep it very simple. You know your body type. It could be anything. You could be a slim person, you could be a heavily built person, you could be a short person, you could be a tall person, you could be a very muscular person, you could be a non muscular person. It could be anything. But general health is very simple to keep. If you eat well and if you sleep well, your health will be fine. There are different schools of thoughts in terms of how much workout you should be doing and eat this and eat that, and every couple of years you have a new health fad which comes out, and then it is milked, and then it is trashed, and then you get a new health fad.
There
So
is celery juice.
yeah, so don't get sucked into all of that. Nitin, celery juice is good. We
Yeah,
all know that. But how much celery juice can you drink?
absolutely.
You
And
know,
what about the seasonality of it?
that's one. And then, would you say an amla juice is bad, or would you say a wheatgrass juice is bad, or would you say a bitter gourd juice is bad, or a bottle gourd juice is bad, or just a pomegranate or a grape juice is bad? So
Mhm.
all of them are good. And what I do normally is I take a variation. So I would have a juice which is seasonal. So I will not go for preserved, or I will not go for fruit that's been imported from long distances, because say if you're in Delhi, Delhi has a lot of seasons, so there's absolute, you know, scorching summer, and then there is a very bitter cold, and then you have in between the monsoons and the autumns and the springs, and every season has some sort of vegetables and fruits which grow around you.
Yeah.
And I just stick to what's available in the local vegetable shop. So for me, if I want to drink a smoothie or a juice,
Mm.
my destination is not Khan Market, because Khan Market will sell all exotic stuff which is out of season. It's imported over long distances. I would rather go through a Mother Dairy. You know, Mother Dairy will have stuff which is seasonal, which is in the vicinity of 100 to 150 kilometers from Delhi. So that's good for my body because I listen to what the nature is saying.
Yeah.
So if mango is coming in the season of summers, say from the month of April to July or August, nature is telling me mango is good for you because I'm giving this to you. Coconut juice is very good, but if I'm in Delhi, I would not consume coconut juice for 365 days a year because coconut juice does not grow in Delhi. You get coconuts only on the coastline. So I listen to the nature, though coconut juice is absolutely fantastic for us, and I don't need any sort of scientific validation for that, or I don't need to read a book. If something does not grow in a particular area, that means that nature is telling you that this thing is not required here. So it's not difficult for you to transplant a coconut tree and plant it in Delhi. Uh, the tree will grow, but you will never get a coconut out of it. And that's what what you need to look at, and
Mm.
what you need to understand, that if nature is not allowing something to grow in a particular area, it is telling you that you don't need it there.
Yeah.
I would rather have something which grows in that region.
Also, when it comes to buying seasonal vegetables, they're gonna be cheap.
Of
When you buy
course,
seasonal
goes without
vegetables.
saying, and there's no
Yeah.
shame in that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people would buy vegetables in a very subtle way of telling things that I can afford this, though you
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
So let's get the ego out. Let's put the science right.
Correct.
Buy local fruits and vegetables, buy local grains, have that, and eat what you need, not what you want.
Mm.
There would be parties, there would be outings, there would be travel in which you can't control most of it. So you have to factor all those things in your yearly routine. And once you factor those things in your yearly routine, then it becomes simple. Okay, I travel, say, 50 days a year. So 50 days of my life, I can't control to a large extent of what would be available to me. And in that, I have to put in my routine in a way that I should not go overboard. At the same time, my taste buds are not getting compromised in a very big way. And the way I look at it is that, okay, I get an opportunity to try some variations. So, say if I've gone to Chennai, I would love to go on idlis and samars and dosas and coconut juice. But say if I'm in Amritsar, I'm not going to get idli and samars. I'm going to get parathas over there.
Correct.
So I'll enjoy the parathas, but I will not eat five of them. I'll eat two of them. The more you the more you starve yourself, the more you put the feeling of lack in your routine, the more you will consume it. So eat whatever you like, but have it in moderation. Now this seems to be a cliche, the moderation. Now moderation for, say, Nitin, you is very different for a moderation for me. You're a 10, 20 something, I'm a 50 something. So moderation for you could be overboard for me.
Yeah.
You have to understand that as we age, what is aging? Aging is the slowing down of the metabolic system of the body. And what controls metabolism is your hormone. And the basic hormone you should be looking at is insulin. That's what converts anything that you eat into what your body requires. That's energy, that's sugar, comes from glucose. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist who can use technical terms and explain you all that. And the matter of fact is, we don't need those things. If you have the basic knowledge that, yes, I need to control my insulin levels. So, whether you're diabetic, whether you are obese, whether you are underweight, whether you have fatty liver, whether you have thyroid, any sort of condition somehow gets linked with your insulin levels. So, as we age, our metabolic rate goes down. Your metabolic rate goes down, but if you keep eating the way you were eating a couple of years ago, you will have issues. If you're overweight, that means your body is storing more energy. Now, fat is energy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take because the fat seems like a profanity, but need to understand what fat is and why does your body store fat. It will be so nice have pastries and pizzas and alcohol all day and then not get fat. The point is that these products produce so much of energy, and the only way your body can store energy is as fat. So if your body is storing energy, you have to start playing with your hormones. So, and the basic hormone is your insulin. If if your insulin levels are proper, if you're eating on time, if you're sleeping on time, your body will not store fat. If you want a model's body, yes, you need to do 3, 4, 5 hours of workout a day and eat accordingly. But then you're chasing a body type. If you're just for general health, just to walk around your block or in a park or just standing for some hours at your workplace, that burns enough calories to keep you in the right weight. Plus, it takes the guilt away. People who are very habitual of going to the gym and all those things, and if they have to travel or they miss their workouts, they get a guilt feeling inside them. That's not good. So
Yes.
even if you have missed your gyms, probably you could have just stood up for 2 hours. That burns a lot of calories, guys. Try standing up for 2 hours on your desk and doing your work. Your legs would be very tired. Just take a walk. If you're in the airport, don't take the escalator or don't take the travelator. Just walk to your terminal. And these are small ways which you have to incorporate in your life, and a few calories here, a few calories there. And by the end of the day, you understand that, oh, I've burnt an extra 200-300 calories. So take the guilt feeling out, keep it very simple. Food is what makes you. You consume an apple, it becomes you. You consume a burger, it becomes you. You consume an alcoholic drink, it becomes you. So your body is storing that much of intelligence that whatever you consume, it converts into you, it converts into energy. Consume the right thing.
Mm.
Consume food which is seasonal, consume food which is local, and try to consume some part of your food which is non cooked. So I'm not saying salads, I'm saying have fruits, have smoothies, have salads. Don't overcook stuff, because what we are eating is not food, that's all spice. Spice cooked in any oil uh, will give you a particular taste. So what you're chasing is a taste. If you understand this science, you will never eat, or rather, you will never go overboard in what you're consuming anywhere. And don't deprive yourself. If you want to have a piece of cake, so be it. But then walk for some distance. If you have consumed 300-400 calories by having some mud cake or
Mm.
some sort of an exotic dessert, make sure that you have traveled, you've walked some distances, you've stood up for some bit of time. Maybe the next day you go down on your calories. It's all about balancing. There's nothing more that I would want to say in this episode of health, but your physical health is paramount in what you want to achieve in your life, whether it's relationships, whether it's professional, whether it's financial, your own personal development. If your physical health is not right, that will lead to low self confidence, that will lead to a lot of body image issues. We are living in a social media age. We are constantly bombarded by images and we work on images. So those images will start haunting you, those images will trouble you. Physicality, the physical health of your own self is completely in your hands. Don't go after fads. Uh, every couple of years you'll have a new fad. A couple of years ago, I remember everyone was on GM thing. Then something else came. Now it's
Keto game.
vegan.
Yeah.
Now it's keto and vegan. Then
Now it's carnivore diet.
yeah. So every couple of years you'll have something. Once the system has milked enough of it, they want to throw a new color uh, in front of you. So then they'll engage billions of people onto that. Then that will go away, and they're developing something else. So don't get sucked into all that
Yeah.
crap.
And I think you also talked about this as consciousness hacking in your book
Yes, I did.
about the product.
Yeah,
So you want to expand on that a little bit?
Nitin, there's nothing to expand on that. As simple as that. People are preying on people's fears. So if I have
Yeah.
body image issues and someone talks about body image and how could I improve my body image, I'll be hooked onto that. So those are simple hooks which people use in terms of your Instagram and Facebook posts, where you'll get a post in which they say lose 10 kgs in 30 days, and someone who's really struggling to lose 5 kgs will get stuck onto that post. That's all consciousness hacking, because they're just preying on your fears. It's not rocket science. Consciousness hacking happens all the time around us, with labels, with images, with color, with sound, everything. So don't get sucked into all of that. If you're cognizant of your thoughts, if you understand who's telling you what and who's showing you what, probably you have a better chance to fight that hacking.
Yes.
All
And
yours.
how these companies, when the COVID thing came in, and how these companies, even the Chawanprash people, like got into the immunity train. I mean, that was one example, very evident of the consciousness hacking thing.
Wouldn't want to comment and waste time on all that because it's happening all the time. Simple as that.
Yeah. So, to sum it up, I can say that one should be aware of the calorie deficit, or the intake and the burn that they're doing, and also how they feel, at the end of the day. So, for me, when it comes to health, I always relate to how my gut is feeling. So, if I'm acidic or if I'm gaseous for some reason, I would try to like connect the dots onto what I had the other day and how sedentary or non-sedentary I was. So I think that's also, one of the markers that we can consider.
My biggest marker, Nitin, is that when I wake up in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
how do I poop? If I pooped well,
Mm.
my health is okay. If there is something wrong with my poop, if it's stinking, if it's not a good, I've not cleared my stomach well, it's taken me more time,
Mm.
I'm constipated or I'm diarrheated, uh, that raises red flags that why has this happened, what did I consume, did I sleep well, did I have enough water,
Mm.
what I was thinking, all those sort of things. So like it's a very personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
People have different markers for themselves. For me, my marker is when I sit, I go to the washroom. If I pooped well, my health is okay.
Okay. I think scientifically speaking, I would say if your poop, and by the way, TMI alert, if your poop goes down in the flush like directly, it's fine. But if it's like floating, you had some gaseous issues. And if it's if it's diarrhea, maybe it was whatever you had was too acidic for you. But yeah, I mean that's a very cool marker. Anything you want to add?
Your body tells everything to you, Nitin.
Yeah.
If you've not been able to sleep well, there's something wrong inside you. If you've not excreted well, there's something wrong with you. If you're feeling fatigued, there's something wrong with you. You don't need a doctor or a neighbor or a social media post to tell you what's wrong with you. All you need to do is listen to your body.
I like how you mentioned that what you thought before also matters.
Big time.
Yeah.
If you've not slept well,
Mm.
if you've slept with the toxic thoughts, but right now we're talking about physical part, so let's not go there.
Okay. So how about we sum it up for a person who is at X and wants to achieve 10X, and a general health advice.
Journal. Write down how your health is. Write down your weight. Write down what's your blood pressure, how much you're sleeping, what do you eat. Start writing everything, because once you have everything in front of you, it becomes a blueprint.
Correct.
And from that blueprint, you can start making something. Just otherwise, it's all social media driven. It's all he said, she said, I heard. That makes no sense. You can't have a plan if it's not on paper. I'm old school. I write everything, and I visit that thing every 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. There's no
Mm-hmm.
there's no audit on that.
Okay.
But I have to be extremely honest. Okay, I'm overweight 5 kgs. I'm not sleeping well. I've been eating some trash. I've been consuming a lot of alcohol.
Mm.
I've been smoking a lot. I've been drinking a lot of coffee. No one needs to tell me that my health is not getting better.
You know that.
You know that. So if you start journaling, you will know. Okay, I need to cut down on this. I need to do some bit more of workout. I need to bring my caffeine down. I have to bring my nicotine down. I have to bring my alcohol down. You don't need a psychologist or a doctor to tell you these. You
True.
know it.
So true. Okay. Okay.
That's my summing up, Nitin,
Okay.
for
So there you
this.
go, guys. This is how we sum up. I mean, it's pretty simple. Everything always goes down to metacognition and observing where you are, and then taking actions from that point. Anyway, so what is it that we can talk about in the next episode?
Nitin, I'm all ears. I would love to hear from your audience what sort of things they want to listen to. We can talk about that. We can jam it up. So I'll leave it to you.
Okay, let's keep this one impromptu. I'm gonna be waiting on the Instagram comments. There's Yeah, let's just do that. All right. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll meet you the next time.
Thanks so much, guys. Thank you so much. God bless.